I hope screen is visible to all.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. Yes. What are the points which are remaining that we are going to cover today? Today we are going to cover transmission system. In transmission system, we are going to see clutch, gearbox, types of gears, propeller shaft, differential, and in safety system, we are going to see active safety system. In this, we are going to see anti-lock braking system, and in passive safety system, we are going to see seat belt and airbags, right? Yes. Transmission system slide is visible to all.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Transmission system is a system in which whatever the power is developed in the engine, that power is transferred to the wheel with the help of transmission system, right? So there are various components in the transmission system. You can see here, here is the engine, right? From engine, in between, and here is the transmission means gearbox. So in between gearbox and engine, clutch is there. So always remember the location of clutch is in between gearbox and engine, because whenever we want to change or we want to shift the gear, it is necessary that gearbox should be disconnected with engine, right? So the function of clutch is to engagement and disengagement of engine with gearbox when we want to shift the gear, right? Yes. Then it is a propeller shaft here, right? So propeller shaft is connected to the output of gearbox and input of differential, right? So there are two propeller shafts, two universal joints are used. Here is the first universal joint and here is the second universal joint. You can see here second and here first, right? Why universal joint? Why not normal joint? Because universal joints are allowing to transfer the power at angle, right? Because your wheel and axle is going up and down, road is not straight, right? So in that case, your propeller shaft is also not straight, it is going up and down, it is changing the angle, right? So universal joint is allowing to transfer power at angle. And last here is the differential, right? To differentiate the speed. Yes. You can see here transmission system. It is clutch, gearbox, propeller shaft, universal joint, rear axle, wheel, and tires. You can see here various diagrams, right? Clutch systems, right? Now we will see the clutch. Yes. What is the function of clutch? Clutch function is to engage and disengagement of engine power with the gearbox power, right? Now here, yes. Now see here, this is the engine shaft, right? And this is the flywheel. You can see here, this is the flywheel. This is nothing but what? Flywheel, right? Which is connected on the output shaft of engine. So flywheel is rotating. Now from engine shaft, our aim is to transfer power to the gearbox. But in between engine and gearbox, there is a clutch. So here you can see, here is the clutch pedal. By pressing the clutch pedal, this is the fulcrum pin. This shaft will move forward, right? Here it is a pressure plate. This is the pressure plate. You can see here pressure plate. Okay. Yes, this is the pressure plate. And this pressure plate is nothing but diaphragm plate. What is the special thing about diaphragm plate is that when we are pressing this at the center in this direction, then at the periphery, it will move in another direction at the periphery, right? So when clutch pedal is not pressed, power is transmitted from engine shaft. How the power is transmission takes place from engine shaft to flywheel, from flywheel to this frictional clutch, from frictional clutch to this pressure plate, and then to the engine shaft, right? Yes. Now see here one by one components. This is the flywheel. Okay. Now in between flywheel, this is the clutch plate. Here you can see clutch plate, and this dotted is nothing but frictional material, right? So this clutch plate is uh, pressed, right? It is engaged by default because of these thrust springs. These are the thrust springs. Because of this spring pressure, it is in the engaged position, right? If it is
सर आपका माइक ऑफ है. सर आपका माइक ऑफ है.
अभी अभी बता रहे हो आप माइक ऑफ है. कब से ऑफ है? हेलो,
सर जस्ट अभी
अभी
थोड़ी
हुआ
देर
है
पहले.
सर.
शुरू से ऑफ है
now.
क्या?
नहीं नहीं अभी हुआ
नहीं
अभी.
नहीं
Whether see everything is being recorded, huh? Don't do anything with mic and all this. I am keeping your audio on so that I can know whether you are able to see it or not, or any network issue. Otherwise I will keep your audio and everything is on. अभी ऑफ हुआ है या कब ऑफ हुआ है?
सर जब आप वो क्लच प्लेट का बता रहे थे.
अच्छा, किसी ने ऑफ किया है क्या? Don't do anything, don't press anywhere, huh? This is not Google Meet or Zoom. I will take very, very serious action, and whatever you have done during Google Meet, I will consider same students have done there also. Your parents will be called in the college, and very serious action. I will not see anything. Please don't do anything with mic. Just listen, right? Whenever I will ask you to speak something, you can make your own mic on. Then later you can make it off. Yes. मतलब अभी ऑफ हुआ है ना माइक? Okay, I will ask some of the students to give reply. Others will not give any kind of reply. Aditya Nannavre.
Yes, sir.
You will give reply, and Just a minute. Om Prakash and Aditya Nanavre.
Yes, sir.
You two will give the reply whenever I will ask any question. You two will give the reply. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Now whether from start mic was on, just now only it was off, right?
Yes, sir. For just 30 seconds or.
Okay. Okay. This is single plate clutch, right? Yes. You can see here whole single. Is it visible? Single plate clutch?
Yes, sir.
Yes. You can see here. Yes. Yes. You can see here single plate clutch. This is the flywheel, right? Now it is in the engaged position. When this will be pressed, it is here fulcrum, right? So this will move in this direction. Now this clutch shaft is what? Spline shaft. Means what? It will allow the axial movement of this pressure plate on this clutch shaft, right? So your pressure plate will move in this direction, and you can see this is your pressure plate, right? As it is in centrally, when it is moving in this direction, when it is moving in this direction, peripherally this pressure plate will move in this direction, right? Then your clutch will get disengaged, and when you will release the clutch pedal, because of this thrust spring, again your clutch will automatically engage, right? That is how this single plate clutch works. All of you understood this? Yes. Yes. Okay. Same thing is there. This is the clutch. That is how it is working, right? Yes. Here you can see in exam you need to draw this diagram. If single plate clutch working and construction is asked, you need to draw this diagram. These are the various components. This is the clutch disc, frictional material. At the periphery you can see the frictional material, right? This is the pressure plate. Okay, this is the flywheel, and these are the pressure diaphragm. That is nothing but when it is pressed at the center, it will move in opposite direction at the periphery, right? In the Tom lab, we have seen this. Now next is the gearbox. Gearbox is a very important component in the vehicle. Its main function is to vary the speed and torque as per requirement, depending on the load and road conditions, right? Yes. Now in this, first we will see various types of gears. The first one is the spur gear. In spur gear, you can see here, the teeth of the gears are parallel to axis. Teeth of the gear are what? Parallel to axis. Here you can see teeth of the gear are parallel to axis. That gear is called as spur gear, right? Spur gear is mainly used for low speed applications, where it is used for low speed applications, right? And its cost is less. Out of all types of gears, spur gear has the least less cost, but it cannot be used for high speed, right? Because as gears are straight, in high speed there will be impact loading acting on this, right? So engagement and disengagement is not smooth in this type of gear. Okay. Second one is the helical gear. Now here in helical gear, you can see that teeth of the gear are at angle with the axis, right? They are not parallel to axis. They are at some angle, right? That's why this angle is called as helical angle. You can see this is the first gear and this is the second gear. Helix angle of this gear is on this side and helix angle of this gear is on opposite side. That is how helical gears are there, right? Now how engagement of teeth happens from one end to another end, smooth engagement. That's why in high speed applications, these helical gears are used, right? But its cost is more. You can see here bevel gear. Now this spur gear and helical gears are used to transfer power at parallel axis, right? But when we want to transfer power at perpendicular axis, then we are using the bevel gear. Then we are using the bevel gear. You can see here, this axis is like this and this axis is like this. What is the angle between these two axes? 90 degree, right? So bevel gears are used for to transfer the power at an angle of 90 degree, right? You can see here, it has two circles. This is the diagram in both view, first view and second view, right? That is how the bevel gear is there. Yes, this is, what is this? What is this? Tell me.
Helical gear. Spur
The
gear.
type of gear is spur here because it is parallel to axis. But what type of gear is this? Rack and pinion. This straight one is what? Rack, and this is what? Pinion. Where we are using rack and pinion in order to convert straight line motion into circular motion or circular motion into straight line motion, right? Yes. Now this, what is this? This is called as worm and worm wheel, right? This small screw like gear is called as worm. What it is called? Worm, right? And this big is called as worm wheel, right? Yes. Now where it is used? Now it has the very high gear ratio, right? If this worm wheel will rotate 20 times, then this gear will rotate one time, right? Such a high gear ratio it has, right? So in such applications, we are using worm and worm wheel. Now one special thing about worm and worm wheel is that now here worm is this, small worm is driver and worm wheel is driven always. But in other gears, anything could be driver and anything could be driven. Means power can be transferred from worm to worm wheel. It cannot be transferred from worm wheel to worm, right? So these gears are worm and worm wheel gears are used in the locking applications because your worm wheel cannot rotate the worm. But worm, this small can rotate the big, but big cannot rotate the small. That is how its design is made, right? Understood?
Yes, sir.
Yes. These are all these are the types of gears, right? Now gearbox. Here this is the clutch. Here this is the clutch, right? Now from engine, power is transferred, or we will just see the another image. You can see here gearbox, how gearbox works. See here, this is the constant mesh type of gearbox. Disengage. First we are disengaging the clutch, then we are shifting the gears, right? Yes. So here in this is the main shaft, right? Flywheel. From this shaft, power is transferred to this gear, and all these gears are freely rotating on the wheel. And these are nothing but in between these are the dog clutches, and these are the levers connected to your gear lever to shift the gear, right? When we are moving this dog clutch, your gear starts rotating, right? Here you can see first gear, second gear, third gear. Right? See here how these dog clutches are moving. You can see here. Yes. Now, if this dog clutch is connected, power is transferring in this. You just focus on this figure. How gears are changing. See here. Now it is. You can observe all the gears. This is the type of constant mesh gearbox. In this, all gears are engaged in all position, but they are freely rotating on the shaft, right? This is the main shaft, and the parallel shaft is called as lay shaft, right? In case of reverse gear, we are using the 3 gears. At the last, it is the reverse gear. You can see, right? If suppose 2 gears are engaged, if one is rotating in clockwise direction, another will rotate in anti-clockwise direction. If it is rotating like this, then it will rotate in opposite direction. But if I will add one more gear in between these two, then rotation of direction of first gear and last gear will be same. For reverse gear, we are using 3 gears. You can see here, right? That is constant mesh gearbox. This is the diagram. This diagram you need to draw in the exam, right? You can see here. Yes, this is the clutch shaft. From clutch shaft, power is transferred to the parallel shaft, right? All these gears are connected, constant mesh. That's why name is mesh. Mesh means connection, right? And these gears are rotating freely on the shaft, right? These are mounted on the bearings, not on the keyways, right? This is the main shaft. On this main shaft, splines are provided. Splines means what? Grooves. So that these dog clutches, these are the dog clutches. So that these dog clutches can slide axially either in this direction or either in this direction, right? Now you can see, suppose now this is the constant mesh gearbox. In this, 3 forward and 1 reverse gear is there, right? Suppose I want to engage the first gear. So what I will do, then this dog clutch will be moved in this direction, right? So power will be transferred from like this, right? So this is the first gear, right? Now second gear. Now in second gear, this dog clutch will be moved in this direction and power will be connected, and gear will be connected and your power flow will be like this, right? And in case of third gear, what will happen? This dog clutch will engage here directly, right? In last gear, third gear, direct power is transferred from engine shaft to the main shaft. But in another 2 gears, power is transferred through the parallel shaft. This parallel shaft is also called as counter shaft, or it is also called as lay shaft, right? Now in case of reverse gear, what we need to do, you can see here. In case of reverse gear, this dog clutch will be moved in this direction, right? So power will be transferred like this. Now here one more gear is used. Because of that, rotation of shaft will be reverse. That's why it is reverse gear. Understood all of you? Constant mesh gearbox. Om Prakash and Aditya, please give the reply.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
We got it.
Yes. Okay. All the highlights and marking that I am doing, whether this my voice and this is happening at the same time, or it is there is a little delay.
No, sir. It's
Is it happening at the same time?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. Just a minute. Yes. Now next, you can see your first gear, second gear, third gear, and fourth gear. Right? On first gear, engine acceleration is high, but speed is low. Output speed is low. In second gear, acceleration slightly less and speed is slightly more. In third gear, even less acceleration and output speed is more. And in fourth gear, low acceleration, high speed. Right? That is how speed is varying in the gearbox. Yes, this thing you should remember. In on every vehicle on the speedometer, this green band is given, right? So when your speed is within that green band, it is economy of the vehicle is also good, mileage is also good, and it is safe for the engine, right? And it is safety for safety purpose also it is good. Others, please keep your audio off. Yes, you need to select, you need to attain appropriate speed for selecting the appropriate gear. Yes. If power is transferred from this gear, if power is transferred from this gear to this gear, then from which power is transferred, that gear is called as driver. And to which gear the power is transferred, that gear is called as driven gear. Right? So this is the driver and this is the driven. Here you can see here number of teeths and all this, right? This is the gear train. Yes. Now next is the propeller shaft. Okay. Now what is the function of propeller shaft? Its main function to transfer the power at length, right? At a distance, right? In case this propeller shaft is used in case of front engine rear wheel drive. Okay. So in this is the, you can see here, this is the propeller shaft. On one end, this is first universal joint, second universal joint. This first universal joint, this first universal joint, this is connected to your output of gearbox, and this second is connected to your input of differential. Now in between, you can see this is the small diameter. It is called as slip joint. What it is? Slip joint. In propeller shaft, there is a slip joint. Why it is there? Because when this is changing angle, your wheel is changing angle either upwards or downwards, what will happen? Because of this universal joint, it will allow to change the angle. But what will happen to propeller shaft? Agar angle change hoga, this line, when it will become like this or when it will become like this, length of that line will change or not? So in propeller shaft, length is changing. To accommodate this length, this slip joint is there, right? Again, this slip joint, there are grooved shaft so that it can move axially on this. That is how the propeller shaft is working. Understood propeller shaft?
Yes,
You
sir.
can see here, you can see here propeller shaft, same thing. You can draw this diagram in the exam, right? Yes. See here, you can see here how this slip joint is helping to accommodate the change in length. As angle is changing, this will accommodate to change in the length. These are the universal joint. This is the universal joint, right? In other joint, if angle will change, power will not be transferred. But in this universal joint, even if the angle will change, then also power can be transferred, right? See here universal joint, you can see here, used as a coupling between gearbox shaft and differential of automobile. Yes, now next is the differential gearbox. Already we have seen the functions of differential gearbox. Okay. See here, when vehicle is taking turn, inner wheel is covering less distance, outer wheel is covering more distance, right? But when vehicle is, now here you can see, this is the propeller shaft. On propeller shaft, this is the pinion. And this pinion is connected to this big ring gear, right? And this ring gear, as this ring gear is rotating, this ring gear is connected to, now this shaft will rotate automatically. But for this shaft, now on this ring gear, this you can see these black things, right? So through this black king and this gearbox, this internal gearbox is called as sun and planet gearbox. When vehicle is running on the straight line, inside gears will not rotate. This whole thing will run as a single unit. But when vehicle will taking turn, because of resistance, one side will rotate at different speed and another side will rotate at different speed, right? Okay, we will sum up. Whether is it not possible to join automatically? Why some students are not able to join? Okay, those who are guest accounts, for them it is necessary permission. Okay. And please write your name. Already this is there. Okay. Total 91 students are there. Why do we need differential? That we have seen, right? Axle. We have seen axle. There are two types of axle: dead axle and live axle. Dead axle is axle which is not rotating, and live axle is axle which is rotating. If the axle is live axle, it requires differential, right? For dead axle, differential is not required. And the functions of the dead axle is to carry the load and to give the structural support. And the function of the live axle is just to transfer the rotation. In case of live axle, the load is carried by the axle cover, right? Load is on the axle cover, and that axle cover is connected to your chassis. Yes. Right, we have seen clutch, gearbox, propeller shaft, and differential. Transmission system is over, right? Now, second is the automobile safety, right? These days, automobile safety is becoming more and more important because vehicle is running at very high speed. If there will not be a control, better safety system, then what will happen? Passenger may die or they may get seriously injured, right? So this safety system is playing very important role in the passenger's life, as well as it cost of vehicle is also varying because of safety system. You might have seen that Suzuki vehicles are less costlier, but they are less safe also. Safety rating is less for Suzuki vehicles. Tata and Mahindra, these are the two companies which are giving the high safety in minimum possible cost in the world, not in India only. You know that the demand of Tata and Mahindra vehicles are increasing at world level, not in India only. This is increasing at world level. Yes, there are two types of safety system: active safety system and passive safety system. Already we discussed. Active means to avoid the accident. Accident होई ना, इसलिए active safety system. And passive safety system, if the accident will happen, to reduce the consequences, right? So in active safety system, your electronic stable control or anti-lock braking system, and in passive safety system, your seat belt and your airbags comes, right?
सर यूनिवर्सल जॉइंट के टाइप्स नहीं है?
No, no. In universal joints, there are 2-3 types, but these are not required for us.
ओके सर.
Now you can see here types of active safety system: anti-lock braking system, traction control system, and stability control system. Out of that, anti-lock braking system is, as per as syllabus point of view, is important, that we will see, right? And new active safety systems are there: cruise control, steering control, suspension control, road sign detection, intelligent speed assistance, autonomous emergency braking, cross traffic assistant, blind spot detection, light source recognition, pedestrian detection, vision enhancement, night augmented vision, adaptive headlights. All this is the most of the active safety systems are related to your artificial intelligence, right? So in future you may be come in contact with all these systems, right? Artificial means most of the things will happen automatically. It will take the data automatically and it will work accordingly. Now passive safety system. In passive safety system, seat belts and airbags are important things. Others are also there, but these two are important things. This is the data worldwide, right? How accidents are taking, why, and all this data is there, right? Importance of safety system. So even though lots of safety systems are there, but we should be conscious while driving, right? You might have heard about this Rishabh Pant accident. It was very big accident, even though he survived just because of high safety system, right? But he got seriously injured, right? So our body, our life is very important. So while driving, we should be always conscious. Yes, importance of seat belt, you can see here. Without seat belts, you may go out of the vehicle. So wear the seat belt. Yes. Now airbags, you can see here airbags. In airbags, there is a, you can see here, yes. Now airbags, one airbag is for the driver in the steering and one is for the side passenger, right? Now how it is working, see here, before striking vehicle, this is the crash sensor, right? This is the inflator, right? And your this inflator is mounted on the steering, right? And for side passenger it is mounted on the dashboard, right? Now when vehicle is striking to something, you can see here in video, you can, in animation you can see how airbags opens, right? Now you can see here, when vehicle is striking, here is the crash sensor. It will sense the crash and it will send the signal to the, immediately it will send signal to the inflation, right? So inside this there is a gas that will activated, right? And reaction will takes place, and the final product of this reaction will become the nitrogen gas, and your inflator will convert into the airbags, and slowly you will land on the airbags, right? Any passive safety system is not 100% safe, but they will reduce your injury, right? Now all this crash sensor sensing, giving signal to the inflator. Now in inflator there is a gas, quickly that reaction will happen, and then it will convert to nitrogen gas, and your airbag will come out. All this happens within millisecond. Millisecond means what? Less than 1 second time, right? And you will safely land on the airbags. That is how these airbags are working. You can see here in both diagrams, with airbags and without airbags, right? You may go anywhere. Sorry, with seat belt and without seat belt. Now you might have observed in seat belt, when you are pulling it fastly, it will get locked. That locking mechanism is there. I will share one video related to seat belt created by Lasix. This is just a 5 minutes video. After lecture I will share it on the group, right? Through this video you will be able to understand everything about seat belt, how it is working, and all this. Yes. Now anti-lock braking system, very important. Now now what is happening in normal braking? See here. Yes, this is what normal braking, right? What will happen in normal braking? When I will press the brake, your wheel will get locked. When your wheel will get locked, you will lose control on the wheels, right? You will lose control on the wheels, and your vehicle may go anywhere and may crash anywhere, right? But what is happening in anti-lock braking system? The word itself is anti-lock. Your wheel will not get locked in anti-lock braking system, and you will be having the control on the steering, right? When you press the brakes, these disc brakes are very urgent, very efficient. It will lock the wheel, right? But we don't want locking the wheel, because once wheel will be locked, you will lose control on the wheel vehicle. So in anti-lock braking system, even if the brakes are pressed, you will be having the control on the steering. This is the with ABS, right? Now how it is working, you can see here, without ABS and with ABS. Yes. Now what is happening in anti-lock braking system? This is the system of hydraulic brake system. All these are the wheels, right? All these are the wheels. These are the brakes, right? These are, sorry. You can see these are the sensors. All these are what? Speed sensor. All these speed sensors are connected to ABS module, right? This ABS module is nothing but what? Electronic control module. All speed sensors are input is given to this. You need to show the arrow of sensors, right? Which are coming from wheel to the ABS module. And this ABS module is connected to the brake control unit, right? Yes, this is your brake control unit. Okay. In some of the vehicle, ABS is written. It means what? It has anti-lock braking system, right? Now how it is working? When you are pressing the brake pedal, right? These are the hydraulic brake fluid lines. You can see this blue colored are the hydraulic brake fluid lines. Okay.
Hmm.
47 roll number. Off your mic.
Okay. Is it visible now?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Now, how it is working? This is your brake control unit, right? Now, in this, these are the hydraulic lines through which your hydraulic fluid will flow, and these are all maybe the drum brake or disc brake. Mostly in ABS, we are using the disc brakes, right? In ABS, disc brakes are there. Okay. Now, what will happen in high speed? If I will press the brake, what will happen? This brakes will stop the wheel, it will lock the wheel, right? These are the speed sensors in black lines, in black triangles. These are the speed sensors, right? When wheel will be locked, the speed of the wheel will be 0. It will take the sensor, this sensor will sense this speed is 0. It will send signal to ABS module. When your speed will become 0, then this ABS module will take this signal, it will process, and it will send outlet signal to the brake control unit. Then brake control unit will release the pressure. Then your wheel will start rotating. As soon as wheel start rotating, again brake applies. Now driver has to apply brake just initially once. Okay. After this, your brake control unit and ABS module will work. Okay. Now in this, now when then again your wheels will get locked, again sensor will sense signal sent to the ABS module, again pressure will be released, again wheels will start rotating, again brakes will be applied. Now this brake application of brake, release of pressure, application of brake happens 100 times within a second. That happens within a millisecond, right? That's why that's why in ABS unit, when you are pressing the brake, at the brake pedals to your foots, you will feel the vibrations, right? So that vibrations is because of ABS, and because of that, applying pressure, releasing pressure, your steering will work. If wheel will lock, your steering will not work, because what steering is, where the steering is connected to the wheel. The function of the steering is to turn the wheel. If wheel is locked, how it can be turned? Not possible, right? So by using ABS, your wheel will not be permanently locked. It will be locked, released, lock, released, and your steering will work, right? And you will be having control on your driving, right? That is how this ABS module works, right? If suppose in ABS wheel, in ABS vehicle, you can experience that when you will press the brake pedal, you will feel vibrations to your foot. Why this is happening? Because pressure applying, releasing, that happens very fastly. Because of that, vibrations are sensing. Now driver don't have to apply and release the brake pedal. He has to just apply the pressure. Remaining things will be taken care by ABS module and brake control unit, right? So in exam, if this ABS system will be asked, draw this diagram, explain the function of each component, sensors, and in this diagram, directions are not shown, right? So show the direction of sensors, direction of brake fluids, right? All this, and explain this working. Understood all of you, ABS?
Yes, sir.
Sir.
Advantages of ABS is what? It can be used for reducing the stopping distance. It enables to steer when brakes are firmly applied. It allows braking firmly on surface with different level of grips. It can review and adjust the driver's driving, right? Electronic control stability. Yes, this is also one type of active safety system. Cruise control,
Sir, your
right?
mic is off.
Okay.
No, sir, it's not.
I think it's on, right? Yes.
Yes.
Please check your device. It's on. Yes, right. Collision warning system. These are the active safety systems so that accident will not happen. Automatically, when any physical object will come in between the way by using radar sensors that will sense the signal, right? Transmitter and transmitter and receivers are there in the radars, right? They will transfer the wave and waves will hit on that object and it will come back. And if any physical device is there within that set range, your vehicle brakes will automatically apply. That is your collision warning system, right? Yes. Now for differential, which figure you need to draw, that I will show you. Screen is visible, na?
Yes.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Okay. For constant mesh gearbox, this figure already we have discussed this. Yes, for differential, please use this figure. Can you see this top figure? Differential gearbox. Draw this figure. In this propeller shaft, on propeller shaft, bevel gear is there because it is used to transfer power at 90 degree. So the application of bevel gear is where? In the differential, right? Application of bevel gear is where? In the differential. Through the bevel gear, it is connected to what? Crown gear. And on crown gear, cages are there. That black color we were seeing, that is nothing but cage, right? And rear axle. Now through cage, that is connected to your planet gear and sun gears. When vehicle is running on the straight line, entire unit is working as a single unit. And when vehicle will take turn, inside that planet and sun gear will, as per resistance, it will rotate and both speed will be having the different speed of rotation, right? Yes. This anti-lock braking system we have seen, seat belts. Related to seat belts, I will share one video, and this is airbags, right? Diagram for airbags and it's working, right? That is how, that is all things. I think we have covered all the things related to unit number 4. Everybody understood?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes,
sir.
So all of you can make your mic on, right? Now and tell me, how was your experience on Teams online lecture?
It was perfect.
Okay, thank you. Yes. Now those who not able to join, for them I have recorded the video. Okay, right? I have recorded the video and I will share that recorded video on the group to watch you. Right? Now I will stop
Thank you,
the
sir.
recording.